Both born in 1988, but that is basically where the similarities end. Shaw, a Moscone Cup legend, a winner of some of the biggest titles in the game. Shields, the owner of a pool hall in Manchester, looking
side pocket. And there she goes. And then it's time for us to focus on the cue ball, and it's
Sanchez Ruiz. And that's just the sort of shot, that two ball there, Rico, that settles.
See yourself, viewers at home. We appreciate your company, and I'm so excited. I got goosebumps from that British.
Two skills in life I can never get my head around. One is painting, the way people can paint the pictures that they do, and the other one is drumming. I just look
Drawing
at people.
Circles on your chest or something is like one of those physical testers that requires two-limbed control. This side pocket, that 8-ball, you would think, well, it's a foregone conclusion, but these side pockets so small, especially if the ball is not in shot, and that would be exactly what would have been hoping for.
Yeah, Dean Shields in dreamland here in the biggest match of his life. And that is job done.
Impressive. There it goes again, 1 ball down. This 2-ball, I'd say make a cluster. So he's opening things up. That's pretty attacking in such a sense. Cue ball to the pink. Okay, tactical.
Therefore, how important it is for him to continue his good start. So the pot not even available because of being hampered with the cue ball.
Yeah, so Jayson did attempt the force to play this, so he's going to play safe. That's a bit of a loose cue ball. So behind the 6, cue ball rolls into the black, might go behind the black. 6-8 cluster that we had at the beginning of the rack. This has now turned into an open rack. The only
over the coming months, and he's making that transition from a good player on the British scene to a player on the world stage.
So a very solid potting technique, good solid stance, and so shots, etc. Positional patterns are different than in English pool and in snooker, but he's doing this very well for me.
Hey, listen, you got to the semi-finals, Rico. That's something to tell people about. And you could be telling people in years to come you played the great Dean Shields.
Actually, pure defeat only. Yeah, I played Dean in the second of the Great British 9-ball tour stop.
So Dean Shields has this for a 2-0 lead. He almost fluked it in the left side pocket. Now, Dean Shields 2-0 in front. He's broken again, but this time, for the first time out of his 3
open or easy safeties. So as you can see, a chance to properly lock him up. Wow, locked him up from both sides. To try to stall the game maybe at a later stage of the game, but that didn't work out.
I mean, that was literally impossible.
And already, Jayson.
It's like he's almost too relaxed or something at the start of a match. He doesn't quite get focused in, and we saw it. And I want to capitalize on it by giving himself a big early lead.
Pocket is extremely difficult. Okay, that's a pretty good solution. Towards the 9-ball. Beautiful. Winning breeds even more confidence that you can do it again. If you've seen yourself get past it, puts you in good stead to do it again.
Up until now, what he's best known for, including this one last year, played Duong again and this time lost 10-8. And reached the last 64 at the European. Went on to reach the final. Jayson Shaw, rack 3. It's a scratch that has cost him. Dean Shields has taken full advantage. And the man from Manchester leads by 3.
CPBA cloth, the Dynasphere Titan balls. They've seen themselves win. They've seen themselves have challenges.
Yuki Oi and France, not a country we associate with success in this game, but there has been a French Moscone player, Rico. Do you know?
Until Fabio Rizzi. He hit the ball. to make up their mind. Yeah, so Jayson not even going for it, but this safety will also not work out. Wakes him up, it inspires him, it motivates him, and then he plays so well. And for the rest of the year, often, you know, he makes it to the last 16 quite comfortably.
Okay, so could this be the moment when Shaw last year, his best run was in the Philippines Open, where he got to the semi-final, lost Hill to Arseny Sevastianov. Quarterfinals of this, Hanoi.
I mean, he's definitely one of the fan favorites, and his general style of play, I mean, he's just excited to watch. Really, just keeps things fairly simple. He's got an amazing shots, elevation, and a lot of spins. He's able to execute those shots where some of the players may actually.
The narrative we were talking about, that he can be a slow starter in matches, even really big ones like this. But he has now registered on the scoreboard.
Deposit the one ball in the left side pocket. And now look at the blue two. This is going to be okay, you know. Let's see what he comes up with. Okay, see, so refused. Pretty. That is a great hit. But yeah, a lot of right spin. Just try to straighten up the cue ball off of the rail. Hey, that's a quality opener. Matches cannot just go through the motion.
37 years of age again, could get in or around the fringes of the top 10 if he was to go all the way to the title.
On the pot sighters, it seems, they seem to get down into position like Joshua and seem to know instantly that they're aiming correctly and are just kind of geared. It really keeps things simple, like compact, small, short cue ball movements. 4-0 down or 4-1 down. Jayson really needed this. So now most likely going to reduce his deficit to only one game.
It's behind to beat Duong Kwok Wang last night. Was 3 racks behind in this, but he's won complete the recovery from 3-0 down to back level. One in the side, made again, and this could finish nicely for him if nothing gets in the way.
The table. So the cue ball does tend to fly around, can get kicked. Seeing the Mosconi Cup and the excitement that Jayson brings to that tournament. I mean, Mosconi Cup, he's probably one of the tour. You know he's not one of the top 5 performers. Now, why is that?
Career has had the high moments and won big tournaments, and then in between he's had missed cuts. It's just the way he's been, and I guess people who have a lot of talent.
Welcome of the cue ball behind the 6. Behind the 9, snookered on the 6, and now has to. Anyway, life of a pool player. Everybody misses opportunities that they think they should have taken advantage of. A good example, and then you just have to stay positive again, or not. Yeah, you just have to stay positive, relentlessly positive. And careful, has to get his cue and rest out of the way. Well done. And that's about as good of a snooker as he could have played. My most positive assessment. Okay, just hit the 8 too thick, so the 6 ball didn't travel, but I don't know. I mean, he was definitely not going for the pot because he would have played it hard
as a European, and he's one behind now the overall record, which is shared by Johnny Archer and Earl Strickland, who were both on 9 winning teams. End his Mosconi career whenever that comes as the #1 player in Mosconi history.
Prevented it from doing that, and now an ideal line to drive his cue ball to the top rail, straight into a nice position for the 9 ball.
Passing by. So from 3-0 down, Jayson Shaw is level with Dean Shields in the back to go and play in more of the big events on the global stage. Anyway, here he is playing Jayson Shaw in the last 16 of the UK Open.
Delicate. Or into the 7. Okay, hit the 2 ball too full. Yeah, Dean's such a, you know, You know, so they're so adapted, they're so comfortable with those challenges of those 2 balls, especially if you don't have to impart. 7. You know, it's natural pocket, you would think top left, but the 9 ball in the way of that kind of option. So
Your 2 home quarter-finalists last year, but they were both Scots.
And this cue ball is going to roll. Still make the brown potter ball in the top left. Needs that to roll a little bit more. Because now really let the spin take off of this rail nearest us. Ooh. Okay, so first.
Sometimes they end up going to pieces, and that can even happen to a player of Shields' quality. And of course, that shot even more. Seven, 8, and 9 for Jayson Shaw, his 4th rack in a row, and he does indeed go in front. Jayson Shaw then breaking with the lead for the first time. He's made the 1 in the side again.
9 ball, still going with a chance. Here it goes.
Yes, it's there, and how much now? Because off the back of it, Shaw stepped in, took a 4-3 lead, and in no time at all, he's won 5 in a row now, Shaw.
Controlled break there, made the 1. 2 ball's going to show itself and be potable. Incredible shot making and cue ball positioning, which he needs here. Cue ball travels into the 3. That's what he was hoping for, but drifted a bit wide. And now there shall be a window for Dean. Jayson warmed up a little bit. And now a chance for Dean. Missed that. Could still get away with it. Yeah, see, so just that stun. Beautiful shot. Okay, so Jayson, Dean looked to be playing perfect. Now Jayson showing a bit more of his class.
Equal this year is the most Mosconi's played in by any British player. A record currently held by Steve Davis, who played in 11.
Is Darren Appleton then the next with the most appearances?
I would have thought so.
I was just thinking who's next on that list of most appearances after Steve Davis and Jayson Shaw, of course. So deep screw on the cue ball, or top spin actually, he's going to play this. Top spin stun, nice.
Jayson Shaw has now won half a dozen racks in a row. The World Championship, of course, we're still waiting for the dates for that. So, another break that has seen Shaw make the 1 in the side, but
I think he's doing something else. Okay, yeah, first option. But unless the 2 ball hits the 5, which it did, slightly on our left, bank it back up table, cue ball behind the purple 8. Yeah, that is by design. And trying to get the cue ball kind of where it is now. Hit the left side of the 2. Dean played this shot at the beginning of the match. Jayson hitting the other side of the 2 ball.
In this situation, maybe showing a lack of big stage experience. Well, he's made contact with the 2, but it didn't drop.
To where the 2 ball is now, or the cue ball, so the kick and stick they call this. Ooh, what a nice example of the kick and stick. That was ensured hit, and a lot of some good stuff can happen still. Beautiful. Knew the 2 ball was going to stop on that 5 ball. Wow, so good. Bank the 2 ball back down to this cluster of balls that have been hiding stuff behind for the last few innings. Could still happen. The 6, and that will make the cue ball fly. Okay, no, it was better than we so negatively thought to get advantage in this rack. Yeah, so it is. But the snooker, it will not be. Leaves Jayson like he had just now. Seems like he needs to be, can only play the difficult shots well.
And we get a lot more of this side of the game, don't we, since the rule changes of a few years ago.
Yeah, I really love it. That will mean that Jayson 3.
And now a great chance.
Short rail and back down center table.
Feels like Dean Shields is finding out what the World 9-Ball Tour, throw away a rack that you should have won, and then that's when the big question is asked. How are you going to respond to that? And we see it so often that players who unravel a bit, and you have to say there's been some signs of that happening with Shields, and it looks as though he's going to fall even further from here for the man from Manchester. Because from 3-0 down, Jayson Shaw has built a 7-3 lead.
Tiredness residue from that one. Jayson making the 1 ball. Cue ball went a little bit too low. That decreases his chances for a shot.
QR code that's on the left of your screen there to get all the content from WNT TV and follow everything.
Be careful for the double kiss. There it is. And that is because down to us, cue ball behind the 4 needs a very specific hit. Ooh, nicely executed. You hit it with completely changes the cue ball direction. Good impact. Good speed. That doesn't necessarily.
Oh, but that is the sort of thing that is going to leave him just feeling even more.
Doesn't seem to be phased. No, it's not. Look at his mega screw. Cue ball towards the 5. Could yet scratch. Could not. Could be snookered. Great shot he had to kind of play. I think it was the correct shot. And just, I guess, didn't execute it well enough. 7-4 and breaking. That's looking a little bit ahead of things, but I think he's capable and very awake and up.
Over an hour ago, so can apparently conserve a lot of energy, go away and rest.
The loss of that rack for the opponent, then often breaks and runs right after that, and maybe 2 or 3 times that all of a sudden it's one kick shot, he runs out another one. It's incredible, really.
And I think he gets in other players' heads as well, because you're sitting there just watching him. He makes it look so quickly and just looks so full of confidence. That can be very hard psychologically to play against. Well, Dean, to this one.
Just one more thing on Joshua. I think can't deny Fedor Gorst what he has done in the world of 9-ball, and that's incredible, really, to think in a world. Careful for the 7-ball. That's pretty nice. Now the 3-ball an obstacle. Yeah, I think 6, 2-ball behind the 3 or 4. He hit it, but Dean will only be able to hit impact with the balls that both balls for the foreseeable future will travel towards the same side. Well, actually, this is behind the 9, banked the 2-ball towards the 6. Nice. And you'd think this game, the last game for Dean, to either stay in the match. If he goes 8-4 down, extreme disappointment from Dean. Because he needs to avoid getting snookered behind the 9-ball on this 4. Therefore opted not to take the 3 into it to the left rail and come back out, I think. Yeah, nice, careful, the 8-ball. The 8-ball.
And another comfortable win today against Mario He. He's talking to Abby.
Yeah, Josh, another comprehensive victory for you there. How pleased were you with that performance?
Just there as the whole tournament, so I just can rely on that too. Even though the matches sometimes go slow, I still have my kicking and safety game. I mean, that's what's really important when you play on tighter pockets, because sometimes you just shouldn't go for the shot. It's just more load percentage. We watch some Netflix. don't think about what's going on tonight, then come for a practice session, and then I'll be ready.
Very best of luck.
Thank you.
Lost 7 racks in a row in this match to go 7-3 behind, but he's responding well, and he's going to get back.
Yeah, and really Jayson letting him back in with that failed position on the 4-ball, snookering.
Yeah, but the breaking hasn't been great today from him, you have to say
This
that.
table arena, it's even more slippery surface because there's a little bit more TV lighting, gets all a little bit warmer. Jayson try to address both players in one go. So Jayson, a little bit more difficult, swerving the cue ball with bottom left. Tournament here, and then to not see yourself make the very doable 1-ball in the side, although I'm not that capable. Such a difficult mental game, right? When you're at the table, it's all you, all your glory, but also you have to take where he's currently stroking. Yeah, nice controlled rack from Jayson.
And we said the breaking has got to get better. Came up dry here, and it has cost him big time. Shaw is now just a couple away from victory.
Farrell trying to make the 1-ball, that worked. Now where's that cue ball and 2-ball going to end up? A little bit further, please. If you're Jayson, the 9 towards the 5-ball. Hard to get the snooker. And this is pretty good. Ooh, a little bit to the left, and then the right spin takes over, curves it back to the right, and that leaves deep. I mean, sometimes it might be because players need a bit of a lineup behind their shot.
That's something that I'm not suggesting for one moment that Shaw
To focus just up from the game. I mean, Dean definitely noticed.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty good hit. Maybe send the 4-ball towards the 7. Stop. Okay, swerved it, double kissed it, and that is no good.
Just needs one more now to set up a quarter-final against Joshua Filler.
Yeah, and Fabio Rizzi having led 7-1. As we see Jayson, a little bit of elevation, bottom left spin. Ball back out to somewhat center table. I mean, you would say if he would cut out those unforced errors, he'd be, you know, he'd be the player to beat, but I guess down to a loss of focus. Go hand in hand with some of the genius that he's able to display.
Yeah, definitely. Guys like him and any team with talent, it's just always going to be part of their game. The unpredictable, bad moments. But this is a good moment for Shaw. Make no mistake, he will still believe he can be in Orlando as a player. Back to this. Jayson Shaw's last break of the match is the only one that he became a Mosconi Cup player. And here he is, still going strong. And now, with that 10-4 win over Alexander Kazakis.